Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where today we're breaking down all the goals scored between Atletico Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain in the Who Cares Cup. I mean, the Club World Cup. Let me ask you if you actually care about this Club World Cup thing. Now, I don't think that anyone will disagree if I gave you this premise, this idea of a tournament where the best teams in South America, River Plate, Boca Juniors, could be playing against Real Madrid and Barcelona or Manchester United, Liverpool, like the greats coming together from the different parts of the continent playing. Everyone go, oh yeah, that sounds a really good idea. It's just on how you execute the idea, I think, is the most important part. I'm not going to cover I'm going to cover the Bayern Munich 10-0 slapping. That'll be over on my Patreon for free. Go over there and watch. I put a lot of stuff over there. Well, I'm starting to, that I can't really do here because football's hard to do because you've got to let it flow. And of course, if you let it flow, something happens on YouTube and they tell you off. But honestly, as bad as I think this, Who Cares Less Cup is going to be, I think there's going to be a couple of good games in it, just because PSG against Atletico Madrid is one of those things where these teams kind of know each other-ish, if that makes sense. They've played against each other before, and so there's a little bit of a niggle there from Europe. Champions League teams, I think they're going to be the better games, and I think some of the South American teams are going to be really good to watch against some of the European teams. Other than that, I think most of it's going to be pretty dross, and we're seeing that from a lot of the 0-0s, and it's either 0-0 or 10-0. You can't have games like that. That's just awful. But anyway, we're just watching here, but I want you to watch right here, because we're going to earmark these two players, okay? And this is the difference of movement. What's movement, as we all know, really means running. At any coaching level, when there's not enough dynamic movement, that means running around. That's all it is, running. Where you're running to, how you're running, you're not stood still. That's all movement is, okay? You can have wrong movement, wrong running, and bad running, and good running, and all that sort of things. We've got a simple ball, though, clipped in over the top here. And this is modern football right here. Everything that's wrong. So he wants to dink it to this player here, right? So now you've got a problem because your left back isn't in the correct position for this ball to be played to him. He isn't wide enough. Why is it important that he's wide? So he can actually receive the ball in space and then get down the line with it. There's another little bit of factor of that as well. Especially with lower level teams I've coached, I have to explain this to them over and over and over again, and they still don't get it. Right. If I'm passing the ball to you to there, so close to me, there has to be a purpose, okay? If the purpose, like if the ball is bouncing in the air and he has to take it under control, it gives this player an easy opportunity to defend two players with one person right there. Remember those two that we highlighted back here? Here they are now. Watch, can you see one is slightly in front of the other? Keep watching that, we're going to come back to that in a second. So it's very important that the pass between these two, it needs to be on the ground, pass properly, and if you can't do that, you get rid of the football up the field. Oh look, this is the pass he wants to make. That's where the player's free. What does he do? Kick it, and you see the flight and the time it takes. That's the problem. He's trying to play this little cutesy pass to keep possession, modern football, and then try to build from it and do something with it. And there's a couple of there's more than a couple of problems. The identifying factors, right? So if you actually know the coaching sessions and the coaching plans, like I do, oh God, I hate the fact that I know all this rubbish. You're looking to play through a certain system, and that would be where the ball goes. They can't see it, would be going down here, further down the field, or over the player. Can you see now he's also marked by the Paris Saint-Germain player? Because they're already aware of it. They've squeezed in. They've got 1, 2, 3, all squeezing the ball quite nicely. And he isn't smart enough to be able to pop the ball, bounce it over in this area so they can turn and run and attack the other way. They won't do that. They just won't. Right? Now you've got a problem. Remember those two players we highlighted? One was slightly in front. Now he's massively in front. Now let's watch what happens. Boomf. Okay, well, where's his covering midfielder, the player that was tracking him? He's not anywhere near close to the ball to challenge for the ball. Remember the guy that made the bad pass? Here he is. He's moved from over here to back over to here. Left a massive gap. Now, as we well know, when you have a massive gap defensively like this and the ball starts to move, the gap will reappear somewhere else. It could be here. It could be here. Oh, wait, we already have all those gaps. Heaven forbid what's going to happen next. That's another reason why you clear the ball in this situation. And when I mean clear it, I don't mean smash it down the field and make a 50-50. I mean put it back over here to this guy just sitting over here, so he's got an opportunity to go away with the ball. Yeah, there's many, many different ways of clearing the ball. You can clear it out for a throw-in. Wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't have my players do it. But being able to identify and miss out, if he can't go here, he goes down here, and it would actually be putting the ball into this space here, would be the correct opportunity. Doesn't even see it. PSG with the ball back, bump, off they go. Now you can see, look, completely and utterly, they're not goal side. There's nothing they're going to do here. They're just two people going for the ball. The centre midfielder that ran down for no reason, he should be smart enough to understand that there's nobody, absolutely nobody, in the Atletico centre midfield covering. Now, it's hard also to sort of rag on them so much because it's the end of the gruelling season for both teams. PSG got their tails up. They just won the Champions League. I mean, as far as they're concerned, give them more football. That's all their players are thinking. They're not thinking about a rest. They're not thinking about going on holiday. They're going, we're champions of Europe. We want to go and batter someone. And I won't be surprised if they end up winning this Careless Cup just because, well, their tails are up. There isn't many people better than them, really, because they proved that in the Champions League. But away we... So, little PSG lad, he goes to run down in the space, cuts back. Now, I want you to watch this. 1, 2, 3 Atletico players going for the ball. Remember when I was talking about marking that, just staying with the player, and that guy didn't really stay with him? Well, what? Off he goes. 3 players. There's only 2 Paris Saint-Germain players, and somehow they're both managed to be free with 3 Atletico Madrid players around them. Yeah, it's appalling. So now we're in and around the box, and we're looking to play some cute passes, and we're trying to free the man at the top of the... he's sitting there. You can see what's happening. Absolutely shocking. Right here, start getting out and closing the space there. All you need to do is step 2 yards forward. That's all you need to do, and he needs to actually mark and not be so far away. And it is Atletico Madrid, so you're kind of concerned that they're not really solid defensively, because that's generally what they're good at. And this situation here, they just don't know what to do. When there's little intricate passing and movement around them, look, they're just torn apart, really just torn apart, flicked out. And it's all black as well. I rate him. I rate him in the top 5 goalkeepers in the world. To be beaten on the edge of his 18-yard box here, this has to be a quality shot. I'm not ever going to say, oh, it's the keeper error. All black needs to be better. He's not an Arna from Manchester United. So it's a quality shot. This is hit with a bit of venom. Otherwise, he's getting it. He doesn't really make that many mistakes, but he does today. As we go, smack, bottom corner. And PSG go 1-0 up. 18th minute. We're going to have a little eye on the clock here, because a couple of things happen in this game. And this is one of those games of football where I just believe that they're making up things to make football not football anymore. That's why I really don't like this Careless Cup, because getting rid of things like the FA Cup replays and it devalues the FA Cup. And putting in things like the Nations League, no one cares. The Club World Cup, no one cares. So when you have all of these leagues that no one cares about and all of these cups, what it eventually does, which it's already doing because you've changed the Champions League, is devaluing the Champions League. And then what you've got is all of these things that no one cares about. It's why the viewing figures have gone down over 15% this year in football. And they're going to go down even more next year. And they keep trying to do all these things. Well, do you know what you do? You do the same thing as you did when it was successful. You don't try to change it, because no one cares. No one cares about all these new things. There isn't 50 years of legacy or 60 or 100 years of legacy of doing it a certain way. It's just going to be rubbish, and everyone knows it, and you're trying to make it interesting, so you're trying to make these VAR decisions and all this other rubbish on the field, even though you should be calling it in real time, but you're trying to make it, exciting, we called the goal back because there was a foul. Everybody knew it was a foul. But we'll move on, because we will get to that in a minute. There's a lot to break down on this goal here, and because obviously Atletico Madrid steal the ball, go for an attack, miss an opportunity, and PSG basically walk down the field and smack it into the net box. But we can't really play in its entirety, for obvious reasons. I can't even say that word. By the way, if I say the words why, I get in trouble for that too. It's insane. It's like they know what I'm saying on the AIs and all the other rubbish. Right, well, we're going to watch this, right? So here we are. Got the ball. Ball's at your feet. You can turn away to the outside here, and off you go. He doesn't. Watch this. Stands him up. He can still turn him away to the outside again. Do you remember what I was saying a second ago about if you're too close to each other, right, and you pass the ball to the other player, There's almost absolutely no point if there's a player running onto you, and it's all about the circumstances, by the way. You've got to be able to understand what's happening, because as soon as he passes the ball, well, he's running that way. So he's going to track the pass and challenge this player here. You're putting him in an absolutely awful position where all you need to do, as soon as you can see he's running for it, you just turn to the outside and away you go. And it's being able to identify those situations. And the reason why these situations are so important is because they happen so often in football. Okay, that's why you can see them. Is because that's the same mistake that they make all the time at this level, and they make it less and less and less and less as the levels go up. But they still make the same mistake. Where here he shouldn't be passing this ball. He should fake, drop his left shoulder, turn to the outside, and go. Why can he do that? Two reasons. One, the player's in motion. Two, the ball will be on this side, and it's really, really difficult for the player to get to him because the ball will be there, the PSG player will be there, or that's a great person, and the Atlético Madrid person will be on the other side, in between. The PSG player will be in between the ball and the player, which you can see. There's the ball, boop, there's the player, and there's the other player. Instead, he doesn't do that. He knocks, see it all the time. Now he's in trouble. Now, here's the other thing. Because of absolutely poor understanding of football, which is happening more and more, he's in trouble. He doesn't understand he's in trouble because he doesn't realise he's going to get the ball. What he needs to start doing is taking a step forward. So as he steps forward, I'm telling you right now, the moment he takes a step forward, the pass comes and he steps past the pressure and goes this way. Why is it important that he takes a step forward? Okay, so when you're doing coaching and you're doing coaching sessions and you're coaching decent players, there's a thing called trigger of the pass, right? It's a psychological thing. When you see a run, you don't even identify it. You just sit boomf and you play the pass because it's a trigger. Oh, it's a visual IQ thing. You see it, you do it, boomf. As soon as he starts stepping forward, the ball's going to go and he's going to move forward. He doesn't. He stands still. Now he's in all sorts of trouble. Lost the ball. Absolutely lost the ball. There's so many little things wrong there. Now here's the problem again. It's the Careless Cup. So is it because it's the end of the season and they're just a little bit off the pace? You know, they're not up to the sharpness of the Champions League final. They've done all that stuff and now they're just, yeah, if we win, we win, we lose, but we'll see. And then Atletico come in against Donnarumma. Now here's the thing with Donnarumma. I don't not rate him, but I don't rate him. Well, that makes no sense, Cash. I don't understand. How do you not rate him, but not rate him, but not rate him? So here's my thought process with Donnarumma. He's at PSG. I don't really see enough of him against good quality teams week in, week out. So he hasn't really been battle tested against. The problem in like something in the Premier League or in La Liga, you get tested a lot more than you do in the the French league, Liga. So he might be much, much better than I think he is, but I think he's overhyped. But then I'm not sure. And I'm not going to say he's overhyped until I know he's overhyped, because I don't do things like that. I'm not one of these YouTubers to go, oh, he's rubbish, sack him. No, I tell you he's rubbish when he is, and I know he is. And I'll tell you he's good when I know he's good. I just don't know. Is he a top 5 goalkeeper in the world? Don't know. Is he rubbish? I don't know. He's still young. He's got a long way to go, but we'll see. Just keep your eye on here, though, on this complete mix-up. Like, how poor that layoff is, because he's trying to be tricky and clever. Now, here's the other problem. Even if he does score this, in the KLS Cup, they're going to give it offside because he is stood in front of the goalkeeper. Not that it's a good shot. Donnarumma saves it, but I mean, it's not a good shot. It's like straight down his throat. Now, here's the other part of a good goalkeeper. That it's like there's different levels. He's in the right place. He doesn't make it look like a good save because he's already in the right place. So it's a simple save. He makes it look really, really simple, and that's sometimes what fantastic goalkeepers do. They do. It doesn't pull off wonderful saves, and by the way, Donnarumma does. He's pulled off some great saves in the Champions League. But when you look at this, as the shot breaks, you can see he's just cracking it. He's perfectly and utterly in line, ready to receive the ball. No questions asked. Makes it look absolutely simple. That was Man United goalkeeper. He would have dropped it or thrown it in his own goal. Shout out to all you Man United fans who need a new goalkeeper. Now we're just going to do a couple of little clips here because this is where the ball starts. Look, there's nobody from Atletico Madrid anywhere near here. They've all pushed up. They're all just completely out of position. As the ball's played, you can see here, look, ball's played, knocked it out wide, knocked it out wide. Still Nobody. There's absolutely nobody. Just getting completely caught in the transition. This is the first time there's pressure on the ball in this whole little move here. Right, it's just here. All the way into the final third. No pressure. By the way, don't mind that. When you've got no midfielders as defenders, you just have to drop off and go, come and help us, boys. Come and help us. We're in real trouble here. We need you to come and, do some work because, well, yeah, we're outnumbered. We can't really pressure the ball because they'll just go behind us. So come and help us. And the only person that comes to help is Paris Saint-Germain player. Oh, remember that big gap we saw? It's still here. And they're just slightly jogging. And I get it. It's the Careless Cup. You don't care about it. If this is the Champions League, I guarantee you the Atletico Madrid players would be running much, much harder. And they're just not. They're just not putting the effort in because, well, who cares, right? In the ball goes. Has a little touch. No pressure forward. Can he go? Not really, because there's a problem. If he steps forward, he lays the ball in, he'll score. Why? He's too far away and he's also flat-footed. If he's a little bit closer, he could trust his teammate would step forward when he steps forward. What do you mean, Cash? He's not going to follow him? No. Okay, so there's this weird subconscious thing. When the players are further away from... So one of the reasons you have to play a certain way, like with an extra player here, is because everybody follows each other. Right, because you're in a proximity of each other. It's almost like your energies are touching. When you're too far away like this, if he steps forward, he won't read it. He's just too far away. He's more concerned about the pass out wide here. So he really can't do anything. He's just kind of waiting, which is just sad. He's just waiting to be scored on. And if he walks forward, look, it still doesn't go towards the ball. He's still more worried about the other player, just waiting to be scored on. The two players try to squeeze the gap. And it's all way too late. Remember, if they squeezed the gap, he would have just gone out wide. So it's what happens when you're in an awful situation on a transition, and it's a perfectly executed attacking transition. Great goal. There we go. Have another one. Now we're going to cover the other goals, but there's a lot of controversy in my opinion on those. Let's get into it. So this is that VAR incident that obviously there's a foul and Atletico go on and score, and then they have to check VAR because at no point look where the referee's position is. Have a look, right there. He can see right there. He can't see that this is just a body check. The player is actually facing this way when he makes contact, turns and spins facing that way. The ball's over there. So it's a yellow card all day long. And the rest like, no, because the people in my ear are trying to make this sports entertainment and not football anymore. So we're going to let that one go. Now, personally, in my day, I think that's an absolutely fair challenge and carry on anyway. But in the modern rules, it's a foul and it's a yellow card. Now, so we all can see that, right? And this is why people don't give any credibility to referees. Because if we can all see that's a foul, the referee can see that's a foul. We know that, you know that. So when they're taking their time doing anything after that, we all go, well, we know it's a foul. What are you wasting my time for? My time is precious and so's yours. You don't want to sit, if you can see that that's a foul straight away and they have to go and look at the monitor and have a discussion and, oh, what's it going to be about? It's just nonsense drama for nonsense drama's sake. Oh, please, yeah, we know what we're doing. Yeah. Look how involved in the game we are, making the right decision. No, you bunch of idiots. It was a foul. We can all see it. Stop wasting my damn time. Let's move on. Just to show you, look, he was completely facing the wrong way. And he just hip checks the guy and spins him around facing the right. Look. And the ref's seeing that in real time. Oh, my God, it's so embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. Speaking of being embarrassed, this is where we are. Look, the keeper's going to roll the ball out. Now, modern rules again. This is obstruction on the goalkeeper. Yeah, it's going to be a free. Like, what are you doing? I know something I would do. I would, like, if I didn't like the goalkeeper, this is something I would do. Something funny. Yeah, try to kick the ball or do something. Ronaldinho used to do it quite a bit, mess with goalkeepers all the time. It's brilliant. Go look at that on YouTube if you want some good giggles where the goalkeeper does the thing and Ronaldinho takes the ball off him or he throws the ball up. And Ronaldinho's too quick and kicks the ball off him and goes in. Yeah. But here we go. Runs it out, knocks it into the player. Now, personally, I think they should play on. Personally, I think the keeper's made a massive error. He hasn't actually obstructed him. The keeper's just had no idea of what's going on. Carry on and play the game. But that's not really what happens. Ends up being a big huff and hoo-ha, and matey boy comes over and shouts at the referee. Now, personally, there he is. What are you thinking, ref? What are you thinking? And this is the point where I think the scoreline ends up flattering PSG, because if you told me this was a 2-1 game or a 2-0 game for PSG against Atletico, I'd go, yeah, fair. That's about the performance levels of both teams. Yeah, it's not a 4-0 drubbing, which it turns out to be. And this is the whole incident why. See, here's the problem. In Europe, they're giving that as a free kick because he's obstructing the goalkeeper, even though technically he's not. Over there, they're not giving that because, well, they're not. So this is one of those other problems when you're playing in different competitions and in different areas of the world where they're just not like, what are you doing, ref? Now, also, they get away with talking to the ref like that all the time. No, not the ref comes out and books him, but of course the ref is a bit dumb, doesn't realise he's already done it, then has to go back into his pocket and take out a red card because he's already booked him the once. And after that point, the game's basically a wash. Yeah, you just it's 2-0 in a KLS Cup. No one cares. You know, earlier on when I was saying the run dictates the pass, well, that's exactly what we have here. There's the run in behind. You can see the back four is on such a weird angle, giving that pocket of space right there for him to run into, and that's what creates this whole move right here. There it goes. In he goes. Now, this is an interesting decision as well. It's 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Doesn't trust himself, trusts his teammates to be running in. 2R, so he kind of just like squares it across, waiting for them to come in and tap it in the goal, and they don't. But this is the reason why you play passes in these areas, is because it creates situations of goal scoring opportunities. It means, well, yeah, but we can pass it in the goal from that opportunity. Yeah, but not just from that one. It's now so hard to clear because all the defenders are facing their own goal, and that's where you don't want the ball to be going. So it makes it very, very difficult to carry on defending from this moment. So it was kind of half cleared, but I want you to watch. Does he keep running? Does he keep trying to score a goal? And watch this here. This is the interesting part. He gets a touch, but there's a difference between a defender and a striker for a reason. Strikers make poor defenders, they really do, because their touch, they put it straight into a zone here. Look, honestly, it's just terrible. Oh no, I've made a mistake. What am I going to do now? I've got to recover. It's too late. PSG are on it, and it's in the back of the net box before he can do a thing. And that comes down to tiredness because they lost the player and they're in the careless. Okay, so this is important. This is a visual game right now. We're going to play What Can You Spot? I'm going to give you a second. And obviously we can all spot the handball, okay? But you're in a KLS Cup. You've sent a player off. What will you do in this situation? Because what I would do is different than probably any of you, right? Have a little think about it. What would you do in this situation? This is what I would do. I'd blow the whistle for full time. Just would. Is it a nonsense penalty? Yeah. Is it a handball? Yeah. Does it matter if they score this? No, it's not. It's 3-0. The goal differential in this competition is not going to mean anything whatsoever before you start going, oh, but what about the goal differential to get out of the group? They'll win a game 10-0, both of them, so it's not going to make any difference. So I would just end up going, right, here's the thing. You're making me come and look at the monitor for a thing that happened 2 minutes ago. No, sorry, burp, game, everyone off the field, let's go. Instead of just rubbing salt into the wounds. There's a little bit about that as well, and it's called professional courtesy, where you just go, no, you know what? This is what it is. We're past our 4 minutes of extra time. I'm not going to give this handball. I didn't give it in the field. You're making me go back at VAR and look at it. If I gave it on the field, great, but I didn't. I didn't see it. So I'm not going back and giving it for something that I didn't see in real time. No, not doing it. I didn't see it in real time. They got away with one. Let's carry on because we're over the time. We're over the 90 minutes and we're past the 4 minutes of extra time. Good luck. Good job getting away with one a minute ago. That's exactly how I'd play it. I wouldn't go, ooh, let's go to the VAR and have a look about the thingy. No, sorry. It's, yeah, because it's just pathetic. It really is. I can remember a game where I think it was Man United had pulled a team off. They were in the dressing rooms and they all came back out so Man United could have a penalty and win the game. I mean, what is the game coming to? At some point, you have to draw a line in your morals and go, right, no, I understand it. I got it. And to be honest, I got it wrong on the field. I didn't see it in real time. Yeah, if I'd seen it, I would have given the penalty. Yeah, but the time had expired. It was over 4 minutes. And they asked me to look at it. If they had asked me to look at it before the extra 4 minutes that I'd given, yeah, I'd give it. Yeah, I would. But because you've made me go to the booth 2 minutes after the incident, not having it. No, see you later. And that would make VAR buck their ideas up and get it done much, much quicker and not wait 2 minutes to call me to the VAR booth because this was done with 2 minutes and 14 seconds in extra time. Shocker steps up, scores a penalty. Actually, I'm thinking of doing this. I just had this thought. I might actually do like a penalty counter for the season and all the games I cover. In all the games, the amount of penalties that get missed compared to the amount of penalties that get scored. Because I think it's probably like 92% of all penalties get scored. Very few penalties I watch missed. Yeah, very, very few. Let me know what you think. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.